Hello, everyone. Welcome to the last day of March, March 31st, 2020, and you have the Day Weather Podcast. Well, we've got a bit of winter, I'm afraid to say, coming our way. I know everybody's cooped up, and the last thing you want to hear is that it's going to get cold and wintry again, but it will in many areas. We have a strong Pacific cold front coming our way that is going to bring much colder temperatures and some snow. This is going to be especially true for Wyoming, portions of Idaho, Montana, western South Dakota, northwest and northern Colorado. It is going to be much colder than average, and it's going to be unsettled. It usually is through the first half of April, but we've got some episodes of probably much colder than normal temperatures at times during the first half of the month. So our patience is going to be tried, certainly by the weather here, over the next 2 or 3 weeks. Let's take a closer look at the precipitation forecast through Friday. This is the European model showing that there's lots of blue and yellow. You can see all the yellow up into Yellowstone National Park here, the Jackson area, the Wind Rivers. There's going to be a really good flow of moisture from the northwest. That's a really good pattern for the Yellowstone Plateau to get some late season snowpack as well as the bighorns here. And you can also see spreading into the central and southern parts of the state, we have this axis of heavier moisture that's going to form along the front here. As the front comes across the state, some buffer level energy and moisture will converge in this area, and we're expecting to be some fairly decent amounts of snow here that I think will cause some travel concerns. Now, the European model, this is how much precipitation it's showing, but if we compare it to the American model is much more wet. I'm going to show you the difference here. Now, both models are showing about the same areas are going to get the moisture, so that's good consistency. But the moisture on the American model is twice as much as the European model. When you see a situation like this, you usually split the difference. But more importantly, I think I want to show you where the precipitation is going to fall. So we're going to basically see an axis of some light to moderate precipitation in the form of rain and snow in this area here, a bullseye of heavier moisture in Wyoming's northwest mountains. So you can see that the axis of precipitation is similar between the two. If this model ends up being more correct, well, we're going to have some travel impacts for sure along I-25 and I-80 because temperatures are going to be really cold with this system. Let's take a look at the snowfall output. This is from the European model, so this may be underdoing the forecast a little bit, but the important thing to show you here for travelers and for stock growers is how widespread the snowfall is going to be. That really shows you how cold the area is going to be behind the cold front. Here is the temperature change as we get on into Thursday afternoon. What you see here aren't temperatures. It's not 25.9 degrees below zero, but what this represents is the deviation from normal. So you can see along the divide here, the cold air really comes in, and temperatures are 25 to as much as 35 degrees below average by Thursday, with the deepest, coldest air right along this purple boundary right here. So when you're talking 20 to 30 degrees or more below normal, that is a serious cold wave, no matter what time of year you are. Relative to normal, a deviation like that going to grab your attention, that's for sure. We could conceivably have a few areas in the upper single digits for lows overnight Thursday into Friday morning. It's possible. This is the reason why. This is the forecast for Thursday afternoon. The Pacific front is right along this axis here, and here's the cold air coming right up out of Canada and in behind this trough. So you can see that there's plenty of cold air that's going to be funneling in with this system. Now, by the weekend, we do get into a southwest flow again. So this is going to be your typical roller coaster ride for spring. The colder air is replaced by warmer southwest breezes. So over the weekend and into maybe Monday and Tuesday of next week, it warms up. But by Tuesday, midday into Wednesday, that trough right there swings through. So that should bring the mountains some snow, some rain and snow showers on the plains. And look at all the blue up here, folks. Whoo, that's a lot of very, very cold air for this time of year. And notice the jet stream is like this. We still have this blocking high pressure ridge over Florida in the southeastern United States. So this cold doesn't have a way to really escape this way. It's going to get driven south first. And if we go out further to 15 days from now, boy, look at that. That is cold. This is for April 15th. And you can see we've got a ridge in the Gulf of Alaska that will continue to favor the weather in the western United States. That's why we think the first half of April, while it is going to have some warm periods, we will have some warm spring-like days at times, but it also looks like we've got more opportunities for winter weather to come. When we see a pattern like this in the middle of April, we always are concerned about a larger, bigger storm system coming together that certainly with a lot of folks calving in the month of April, stock growers watching this video, you're going to stay on your heels and make sure you stay up to date in the coming weeks ahead, at least for the next couple of weeks. Thanks for watching the Day Weather Podcast. We'll have an update for you on Wednesday.